do you think kuti music mu Zimbabwe, our music in general mu Zimbabwe, inogona kutobarira mabuse emunhu straight kwete kuti wazongwere kana wapiwa mari nasponsor yako iwo, like do you think it's possible?
It is possible.
Unotenga Lamborghini and
Andiziye Lambo.
Okay.
But there's already people that are making money off music in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
I can give a few examples. Jah Prayzah, Wikidi. Those people are living off music. Whether maybe your question is asking if they can buy a Lamborghini.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm not so sure about
money that's coming from streams.
Yeah, from streams.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure how many followers those guys have, or what's happening on the streaming platforms in terms of their music. But I'm sure you can live off music.
Now, I also think
streaming.
to come code, I think the way Ataka define music with Zimbabwe, the proper definition of music business is different. Because we only think of making money through streams.
Yeah.
And so and Kutenge summer sales and how much have you sold and all of that.
Yeah.
But it actually goes broader.
Yeah.
Of which that's something that we need to teach people now. Into music. Kuna announce my endorsements.
Exactly.
There's a lot of ways to make money with your music. That's why you find Kutubombo talk about the South African music industry. People can get to make a lot of money. And one song yamaganzo and then but they're still making money and vakutenga all those type of cars. Yeah, they're not basically basing on one source of income. It's actually their music and then vanoi broadener. Okay, it needs to bring 5 streams of income, but from the same music industry. But kumba manch, takanongo no manya pakunoti uchibva kuno record wakufana tanga tsvaka mashow. Wakufana kutovarira online. Wakufana tanga kuita ma views akawanda. Ndokuti utoita mari. That's not the only way to go, Honor. That's why we have people like Mokoomba, that band from Zim.
Yeah.
That probably
a few people know.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, that's the most exported band that we have in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
But we don't know them.
Yeah.
They're probably making more money than we think they have in their pockets.
Yeah.
But that goes to the point, and Dr. Adegut, it's not always about kuti waone kwane vanhu here vanhu vaona masongs ukaenda pane mamwe masongs ukanaona Mokoomba ane 100 views. Mokoomba 100 views.
Yeah.
How come?
So it's not about the streams, but they are living off music.
They're living off music. Those guys mazuva avo, the last year I was checking, there are days avanogara muzima less than 3 months ukamabatanidza ese mazuva avari kumba tamaverenga ese less than 3 months. The other 9 months esaya they're out. Sold out shows. Makazara ganda risikasiyana neredu kwakazara kuti
they talk. Those guys, they're serious.
Samutaura kuti vanhu veganda rakaita risiri redu ndo vanenge vachi alright.
Anyway. Why
ivo vanoita culture. Do you think kuti
is the type of music that they do. So that's very important.
Yes.
Maybe when you were talking about urban grooves, you should. That's maybe the one thing.
By the way, I was cooking this man over here because of urban grooves. But anyway,
maybe that's the one thing that you should have mentioned.
Yeah.
To say for people outside of Zimbabwe or outside of Africa to appreciate our music, we have to give it our element.
True.
Okay.
If it does not have our element and it has a lot of their element, they don't need us.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because they have it.
They have it. They don't need you to come all the way from Zimbabwe to come and play what they already have. Because they probably at that particular time have 1,000 musicians in their own country that are That's why Chioniso was always touring.
Yes.
Chioniso Marai.
Yes.
That's why Mtukudzi Oliver was always fully booked. Not just Zimbabwe, because Zimbabwe it's 2 shows the whole year.
Per break.
The rest of the time, Argunzi.
All right. Do you think that because look, Europe those people, they also consume their music.
Yavo evil.
Yavo evil.
Yes.
So my question is, maybe recently because of JP, JP is very versatile and he puts elements, cultural music here therefore tinokwanisa kumuteerera vasiyana nemukomba baba vanenge vakatoenda vakadai so vari kuyavo inonzi chitonga yeku Victoria Falls, Binga Victoria Falls. So do you think kuti as consumers in Zimbabwe, okay, or because I'm not part of the consumers, I'm part of the cooks, of the producers.
You're a consumer. No, you are a consumer.
Partially.
You're a consumer. We're all consumers of music.
Yeah. So do you think we have been conscientized enough in terms of loving our own music, having a reason to love our music and appreciating? And do you think it's possible? When I'm talking about our music, ndikutaura music yakaita seMokoomba, ndikutaura music yakaita Mande, Ntukudze Nambotaura. It seems like, do you know kuti kune vafana vanorova zvekudaro? I can give a simple example. Munhu akaita saMbeu atori nani. There's this guy from Midlands, anonzi Trevor the One. He's a very good musician.
Okay.
But manje music yaanoimba manje haina kuitwa modern yakawanda chivanhu chedu, I can give an example. I'm an artist.
I've listened to quite a few actually who are doing great music, which is Zimbabwean music. What apa imbakumba iri kurova. Apa yachiti apa. Iri dzambira dzavo apa. There's actually mbira music.
Yes.
Raw mbira music. Iri kurekodwa.
Baba, ausati wamboiteerera mbira yo.
Mbira dzenarira.
Yeah, I listen to that.
Uri kunze kuno kupfungwa dzinoenda kure so.
So when you talk about conscientizing, it's like there should be tofana kunyatsorongana kuti okay guys, we need to send a certain message about this particular music.
Yeah,
that is not the case. The music itself has to do that. The music itself has to do that.
You can't force it into
people. You can't force it, right? But you realize that it's doing that. Kungoti maybe it's your music you're not hearing. The reason why the Mbira Dzenarira are still recording today is because it's paying.
And they have a market.
They have a market.
Okay. Do you think that maybe traditional music, yes, Zimbabwe, Mbira, ne Mande and all that, do you think kuti one day vachato win an award?
Yes.
Alright, the song of the year is Mbira music in Zimbabwe. I'm talking about Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's very
possible. It's very possible.
Okay.
It's very possible. Right. Okay, let's go back to Mokoomba and Jah Prayzah. I know he's going to be quite a big factor in our discussion because he's quite a big artist.
Yes.
So Mokoomba and Jah Prayzah, he does mbira music. Asataita song of the year, Jah Prayzah. Man's 1 hour, but that is music.
But it doesn't live the culture though. But anyway, it's
fine.
No,
it's culture.
I know he doesn't live it. He's doing it because he knows kuti pane magarano.
You're not consuming his life.
You're
not consuming his life.
Titi vanhu isusu tite cultured music tobva tararama culture yacho futi tobva tadya culture yacho futi tobva aiwa torora culture yacho.
It's part of it. Mbira dzenarira unopfeka nembe, guys. I mean
every day on stage.
Anozotikuwadza anozochera zvisiri izvo. Mbira dzofanira kuti hauzofaniri kubva wanyanya kuchera mari kuita kunge
no, but look at his costumes. Look at that guy is very creative. Look at his costumes.
Designer anochanda nawo.
Because they always, no. It's always telling from even his costumes.
The culture thing.
This guy. This is the kind of music that he does. Modern.
Wonderful. Akaelementi kembira kanenge kapa. Iye pane rimwe outfit ranga karova so rimwe zitrouser rakati nerimwe zicheti rimwe rakaita big so I think rakati was it brown? It was all brown but imwe yanga ine shirt yanga ikaita big so. Nemwe boots so imwe yanga yangoda kuita kunge dzibaba bari. Iwe pane mbira dzinopinda papi papo kunze kwemalogs ake musoro. Chinenge changosarara marasta. So but I understand him. He's one of the people that are fighting kuti tirambe tine culture yedu. Ndosa mchona wati I think we have got a balance now. Zvikuita zvichibalansa in the sense that as ma-consumers takakwanisa kupusha music yomba kwedu, which is music inoitwa naJah Prayzah. Of course, here and there anosombotirowa nemasoka ake nemachichi, but we know nonzi
we
know the artist that his identity is noisy. There's another guy that I respect. Inini kumisha kwedu kumondoro.
Okay.
Kumondoro tine music yatinoita
chibhodhoro
inozi chibanduru.
Chibanduru. You once told me about it. Yeah.
The way inonzi GT everywhere else. Okay. Chinonzi chibanduru kumondoro. I think kumondoro chete chinonzi chibanduru. But everywhere else is GT music.
Okay.
And I think Baba Harare has done well in commercializing chibanduru.
Yes.
But is that chibanduru? Aizi nanigirire music yomalawi inonzi chigure.
No.
What's the difference?
Anoita zvechigure. I think it's got one or two songs. So he has done well to commercialize that line. And I think it was a clever move.
Okay.
To actually go with that line. Inini andinonzi Baba Harare. Made a GT music.
And stick to it.
And it's done very well. Of course, it's going to have a few elements. Of
course.
It's just him trying to give his music a bit of diversity. But in terms of his identity, we know Baba Harare.
He's mastered it.
He's mastered it.
Yeah.
He's mastered it. And I can listen to him any day because of the Banduru. So I understand exactly what he's doing. So imagine, Vanuna Jimba, Murewa, Mondoro, that's the kind of music. I think up to Kunana Mutoko, Dome music at no terror. So it's done well to actually commercialize that line of music.
Okay. It's very interesting. Dr. And I forgot Isuzu culture takarasa culture because of urban grooves. I think I'm partially wrong.
You are wrong
on that one.
You are wrong.
Was why wrong?
What is wrong?
You know why I'm saying that.
Let's talk about
Mafrik remained.
They were cultured.
They remained. You could hear. When you're what this is Zimbabwe. What is Gwambira? Bunyazonzwa. Urban grooves because urban grooves is not a genre.
Yeah.
It was an era.
No. It was not. It was not an era. It was a movement.
A movement. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It was a movement of youths coming up with what they've understood to be music and projecting it.
Okay.
At that particular time. You understand? It was an opportunity and then we're like, oh, okay, this works. Let's do it. Okay, you'd come then, one person would come in raga Jamaica. That's what I've been listening to. I've been listening to Ninja with Jamaica. And Bob Marley and whatnot. But I can also sing like them. So do I have an opportunity to do that? Oh yeah, you have an opportunity. But for it to make sense to us, sing it in Shona or in Debele or in another language that's local.
Okay.
That was the idea. Moya chiti nini ndinoterera Tupac, the XQ, right? Can I do what I do when I listen to can I do what I do? Don't you hear?
Yeah.
But kachimba nechi
Shona
chekukambuzungu.
Ini ndona hangu sokuti maitoda kuomesera maurban grooves mchida kuti vaite basa rekunyora masongs nechirungu vaitozomba neshona because chirungu chachisingatambe iwe chirungu
masalad vanhu
ukunzwa vocabulary riri kubuda apa
aiwa dzakaenda kuchikoro
I
didn't say that but
you can't say that major players, remember group and major players. So vanhu vekuti they spoke English. Fluent English.
Major players vaizonyanya kugona izvo zviya zvando zvakazoitisa kuti tizonzi tingorovedwa 100% loko kuti baba usingazivi ka waitoti timulanso.
I heard a story speaking of major players. Maybe Mokoomba you can shed light on this. Thank you for bringing that one. I heard a story yekuti pakaridzwa first time major players the great professor Jonathan Moyo vakatoenda kustation vakati ndiana ridza international Yeah.
Yeah.
Yakaitika story. I heard
man.
about it. Vakatoenda vakanzi no, it's a local group and zazvite.
They were too good. Ukona time yana major players ne time yakazoiwana Mokoomba Golden ne there's this Odious.
Odious was not recording in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
He wasn't recording in Zimbabwe.
He was in Australia. at that
Yeah, it makes sense because
Odious was linked up with George Thomas, right?
time.
At one-
I
at
know
one
he was.
time, yeah.
I think he worked for Sony Music.
Yeah.
yeah.
In Australia, but I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
Those are Sungwa. But I think, he worked for Sony Music. That's what I heard at that time.
Okay.
So you could call it wainzwa,
Mm.
kwakusema, you know. And I actually remember Mazwata I recorded. Some guy came to me and said, "Do music." What is you know? A guy came to you akandidaro.
Aida kusaiza.
Zvikandirwadza zvikarega kundirwadza.
Really? But would you say pana artist wamakamboita beef naye muindustry?
Ini handizivi kuti beef chii.
Muratibudze neshona.
Rega tikutaurire nechishona.
Ndinoziva kuti beef chii, but handinambobvira ndaita.
You have never been offended by any artist?
Well, but not beef. Ukati beef manje pakutange pane ka.
Kana ndichiti offended dzikatongoita twice ratova beef kana kuri muartist. Tikangoita friction twice. Tichingoita tiri handisogadzira trend name. You raised something.
Yeah.
He's the one who started with it.
Yeah.
He said ndakakompewa nomwe artist zvikadi kuvabata kwanzi zvakandirwadza zvikazandurwadza. So my question is, pakurwadziwa apapa pana umwe wamakazorwadziwa nezvake here after something
kana
kurwadzisa then mobva mararama muchirwadzisana ka2 kana ka3?
Hapana.
Okay.
Ndogona kunge ndakarwadzisa vanhu vakawanda ndisingazvizivi. But kana varipo, sorry. But it would not have been intentional. But zvinowanikwa industry, anything, in anything that you do, kubasa, you know, zvinowanikwa. But hapana munhu wandakamboti ndoda kubuda munhu kaurisa. And kana varipo vaida kundikaurisa makatadza.
All right. Another question. Have you ever been sabotaged during the days when you were full-time doing my shows?
Yes.
Have you been sabotaged?
Oh, that used to happen a lot. Especially panyaya ndakambodzimirwa PA system. Yeah. At a church conference.
Unoza kuti chii? Kudzimirwa mic kuri nani? Kwana wadzimirwa PA system baba.
Ngandile band ka. Because ukadzima mic chete mati guitar ramba chirira. So autogodzima the whole thing. Yeah. So that happened at a church conference. I won't name the church.
But is it a big church?
It's a big church.
Akuzi vana vazayoja FM man.
It was the church conference, right? So what happened is you're going to sing 3 songs.
Yeah.
After that choir artist Second ndasvika paya ndaimba 1 song. In the middle of my second song. Sifungiyolala toda unorara.
Hey.
Yeah, like we want another artist to come through. Oimba toda unorara. Like, okay. But munhu akazvita hake ndaimuziva.
All right. It's fine. Mokoomba Golden vakambosabotaged. Makamboronga here kamukadhiri naengineer. Zvinoita izvozvo maartist ese ndozvo vanozviita, especially pamaconcert nechichichi kuti muchiimba makawanda. Makamboita here chivi ichi chekuenda kunotaura naengineer kana kutaura nebhendi renge ichiridzira makawanda kuti aiwa komana ini kana ndakurowa kana ari engineer kuti undiwedzerero volume bichana panga pachimba ningi volume yanga isina kunyatsoti
pana rotoconfessa to mimi
Right.
anything, it's a question.
Ikoko hakusi kusaboteja munhu handiti. Hakusi kusaboteja munhu. Kuti mumwe artist achibva kuimba handiti. Indiziva ndiri kuenda next. I can always tell the engineer kuti shamwari, certain things were not sounding good. Okay, inini hangu I like my bass to sound like this. And ndiri kudo kuti my vocals anga sound like this. I don't want my BVs to be too much. Zvinhu zvinotaura naengineer, but that's not sabotaging anyone.
kwamakaregere imimi munenge why is it munozozvitaura pawapenyu muregere kugara matobatsira engineer kuti shamwari ona voice raminista nenge vari kuimba risonyatsonzeka.
But remember kuti amenogona muchiri kuzviita imimi isusu tinoziva kuti kunoitwa inonzi sound check.
Yeah, of course.
Pa-sound check ndo
kuzimbabwe kwaitomboitwa masound check ere pamashow ema-event groups.
You forget that even though I was part of the urban grooves movement, I was also a gospel musician.
You're a great gospel musician.
Right.
Let's correct that.
Right. With a
you
band.
Are, indeed.
Yeah, with a band. Saka ndandisiri munhu aingoenda ne-CD noti ridzai CD. No, I had a band.
Everything was well structured.
Yes, everything
management.
Was... No, I had a manager. I had a band manager. Yes.
Saka manager akasiyirei mukoma wachimira kuita music. Inda kuda kutotsvaga anonzi ari manager.
Haana kusiya
It was a decision.
It was my decision.
You decided to sabotage yourself.
I can say that. I sabotaged myself.
Okay, today...
But it was for good reason.
If somebody comes, yes, of course. I know, of course. No particular to Susanga naming. So, anyway, given Guti, I know Guti Mnemari, of course, and given Guti, there are brands that want to work with you and maybe try to bring you back into the spotlight, would you mind? Would you consider that?
I will. I would consider that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would consider
it.
Bananas every day.
Yeah, pineapple.
Bananas, I'll just pour the bananas.
Bananas.
From Woolies, bro. And he drinks water.
Yeah. Water, not water.
Not mvura.
My question was, Mokoomba, if maybe you're doing it already, Kanakuti, if there was somebody who would want to come and be mentored, because I think at the age and the knowledge of Manayo, and with the fact that Yekuti Magato Imba before era and then the other era came, you were silent, but you were still learning and you still had wisdom and gather from back then. If there are going to be people that would want to come and be mentored, would you consider taking up that, or are you already doing it?
Of course. I believe God gave me a gift to minister, a gift to share with the world in whatever way that I can. So besides the music that I've done, I'm also a worship minister. I sing at church. I'm a worship director. I'm still a music director. And yes, I do. I would love to get opportunities to mentor people. Because why not? Over the years, it's been how many years now? Over 2 decades of singing and recording and writing music. I still write music till today. So yeah, if those opportunities are there, if there's people that would like to be mentored, I'm available.
Yeah. So this guy apparently he wanted to ask for himself. You could have just said it, bro. Max, you were just supposed to say
humility. So for you who's watching and me and many more of us, Mokoomba is open for business like Zimbabwe. Let's go.
He's very open for business. As a matter of fact, album chakupai manje. Then be part of it.
Can't wait for that.
But do you have something that's because kana mumatoti muchiri kuimba kuchurch and stuff, it means kuti you're still interested, and you also said kuti you would consider coming back into the spotlight or into the scene. So pane plan here kana kuti inonzi chine urongwa wamakatirongera panyaya dzemudimbwa
pane zvatichakupai.
Sapatina. So is it going to be an EP, a single, or an album?
I'm thinking of an EP. I want to bring back some of the great classics.
Thank you.
Yeah. Some of the great classics. Just do like remixes, revamping of the old music. With
tobvisa urban grooves teta kuisawo modernization.
Eben asikuita ngomani.
No, auntie yakandikwadza brain.
mubvunze kuti
Yakandikwadza
chari
urban
urban grooves chi.
Music yakandikanganisa. Unoziva kuti dai
Awairova
ndikadi ndotomboibhura urban grooves.
waibhura na.
Andi havasiko here. Wavo vakasarawo andi vakasiya XQ. XQ akatotiza. Akuita kupisa akurowa afrobeats dzebasa chaidzo.
Saka afrobeats haisi urban music.
Pane kawo urban groove kekuzimbabwe kemapentium 4 nemapentium 2 kemabedroom music.
Problem ndeyekuti iwewe uri kuziva zvakawandisa kupfuura an ordinary consumer music. No problem.
You can say that again. That is the problem.
And munhu wekumbare akakurira kumbare achingoteerera music yataita hazive kuti yakarekodwa nepentium.
Zvautaura tina basa nazo. Tiri kunakidzwa.
Iye anongonzwa
Akujamba speaker.
arikunzwa message yatiri kuimba. Ari kunakirwa nezvatiri kuridza. And to him, that's the world.
Wow.
You understand? Saka iwe manje kwaya with your technical understanding of a recording studio. Wabva iwewe wambofamba ukapinda muSouth Africa ukaona zvawaona wobvunza kuti but izvi ndo rubbish manje. But vanhu vari it's rubbish to you. But it's not rubbish.
Zvakafanana nekuenda kuWadzabe tribe unowadza kuti kugeza kwakakosha.
Exactly.
It won't make sense to them. Not anytime soon.
Yeah. You see, to them that's life. That's life. That's what's normal. You understand?
But kumbare imanyanyira vanhu vekumbare. Timu rangu repambare Mbare boys uko. Kila fadiga uko amana aiwa. Tanyanyirwa kwanzi hatina
Makokoba
hatigoni consume
Tende kumushandi Makokoba.
Sakuba.
And I think we need to give grace to our industry. My industry aurikuva compare now wangu kure.
No.
They also evolved. You
time.
need to remember.
It took time.
I'm not comparing them to. I'm comparing them to the knowledge that I have now.
Your knowledge yako yakatoevolve.
You gather because I can say 80 to 90% of the knowledge that I have, the knowledge of music, I got it from Zim. So sometimes we fail to fit in. Most of when I'm vakutorarama nemacorporate kuti anyatsokupinda chako chaiko muindustry sezvinoita boys repa Nigeria